In a purchase that I can only really describe as a midlife crisis, I picked up Baby Shark Sing and Swim Party for PlayStation 5 because I quite frankly can't say no to a rhythm action game, even though clearly I should. It was also dirt cheap, thankfully. With this game, you've got 2 different modes of performing 30 songs, making 60 levels in total. The songs are the same saccharine, over-the-top nursery rhyme adaptations of songs in the Baby Shark universe. So expect all of the 5 characters in the game, or the series, to pop up in the game, singing the exact same song lyrics over and over again, and the amount of variance of the Baby Shark do-do-do-do-do-do song is absolutely eye-wateringly insane, and it will make your brain explode. However, this game isn't quite as trash as I thought it was going to be, and it does offer some variations, and I have to say, from a visual perspective, it really does land what those YouTube videos sell exceptionally well. On the sing portion of the game, you get a bar going across the bottom of the screen where you need to press buttons in time with the music. It isn't quite in time with the music though, and that was my main bugbear with this entire game, is that there is a slight delay from when you press the button to when it appears on the actual screen. So you have to go slightly early, which means you're always slightly off beat from the music. And there's no real parameters to be able to shift that audio-visual sync around, which is always a key problem with rhythm action games when they don't have that and something's slightly misaligned. That said though, you do get to press the various different face buttons on your controller. There are red press and hold buttons, there are yellow tap away until the bar is complete buttons, and then there's these mines that will appear that you just need to avoid pressing anything entirely on. And then late on in the game you get reveal buttons where they're covered until the last second, and then they reveal the button you need to press, and then pressing on 2 buttons simultaneously. Those last 2 get really lent into if you complete the game and want more punishment and go into challenge mode, which is still not difficult or hard, but just relies on more of that in the future. I found the sing mode to be relatively okay once I got my brain and sync matched up with the fact that it was always going to be slightly early on the beat to be able to get the perfects. However, this game on PS5 does run into jarring freeze moments, and it's whenever you trigger the extra light activity that kicks off in the different scenes, and that's what happens when you get a good perfect combo. And it sometimes stutters the game, particularly the longer that you play it. And it makes me wonder if there's some kind of memory leak in the code that makes the game less stable the longer that you play it. But I've not been able to really test that out. The second mode in Baby Shark Sing and Swim Party is Swim. And this is a endless runner style level design, but it's just for the length of the song. So more bit trip runner, I guess, but in a endless corridor fashion. And you have to collect all of the different stars in the level to try and get a perfect score. But there'll also be 3 cards dotted in around in the level too. And to pick those up is all of the submission of this game, because you're trying to build out a sticker and card album with, I think it's 16 stickers and 100 cards. And they're all very cute. You can go into the menus and have a look at them. They're well designed. But this very much is once you've completed the game, you go back and try and find all of the remaining cards that you've been missing, level them up so that you can then get the platinum. So it does take you a few hours to get the platinum because you're going to have to grind to get all of these different cards as you go. The handling of this works really, really well. I like the fact that it's blowing wind across the stage to try and put you off sometimes, and various different enemies will appear, like fish charging in from the side that will stun you briefly, and you can jump over vines on the floor and things like that. So there's a lot going on in these levels. They are quite fun without being too challenging, and the fact that you can move forward and backwards inside the plane allows you to collect most of the stars where possible, and it was actually all right. Now, there is one question that I do have with this game, and it's about audience. I think the audience for this game is going to be too young to do some of the more complicated sting levels, And whilst the swim levels, when you do get hit by various things, the penalty is so low you can kind of still get to the end of it. The game does put star gates on throughout the 7 worlds that you go through across the 70 levels. So there is going to need to be some replayability if you've got really young audience members that are struggling to get through to the end of the game. And so I wonder if this game might be a little bit too good for the younger audience that it's pitched at. And that's a very weird kind of to finish this review on, but it feels like it probably is, which makes it then a better game. So between a rock and a hard place, I think Outright Games were with this, and they've done well with what they've been given. I will be so glad to never hear a Baby Shark song ever again. But yeah, pleasantly surprised on this one. And now I'm going to go and scrub my eyes and ears out so that I never have to deal with this franchise ever again. Take care. Higher Plane Games is part of the Higher Plane Network, a completely independent media outlet supported by people like you. The goal is to create the best possible content that cultivates a richer indie scene for games as well as music and entertainment. To find out more and to get involved, visit patreon.com/higherplane-network. Your support makes all the difference, and in return you'll gain access to bonus content and downloads. Thank you for watching.